Hello and welcome. So glad that you took some time out of your very busy schedule to just relax, get a tea or a coffee, sit back, and enjoy some creativity. My name is Linda Phippen. I'm from Ontario, Canada. I have put together some cards that I know are versatile and that you will enjoy. So let's just get started. This is the stamp set that we'll be using today, Seaside Bay. And, there's nothing like a walk on the beach. And that's exactly what this feels like to me when I look at it. The card is going to be very simple and quick, which sometimes that's exactly what we need. So here is the card. And you can buy the DSP that goes with it, designer series paper. And let me just show you quickly. There are 12 designs. And on one side, they are beautiful colors. But on the other side, which is like more choices, lots of gold and sparkle and shine. And I looked at this paper for a while and I had all kinds of ideas. I had to stop looking at it and just choose. So that's exactly what I did. This is a designer series paper that I used. So there you can see the lovely gold. And on the other side that I used is, while I was watching Law and Order last night, I just cut out all of the shells. And I have them in a little package here, little dish, and that is what I used. The card itself is very quick and simple, but it packs a big punch because of the gold, the lovely colors that are in it. Oh my, just so many choices. So I have the measurements below. And I just picked this. The mint macaron is such a soft green. It is lovely. So there's the first. And while that's drying, I'm just going to slip in. This is white, the same size as the front. And this is for your little comment, personal touch on it. Okay. Then I've taken some gold to match, and I've used double-sided tape. So let me just show you how nice and easy this double-sided tape works. This is 1/4 of an inch, and you just tear it, and you place it on there. And for me, it's like less glue on my fingers. Now, if you've ever seen a tea ruler, it is wonderful for making sure that your paper is straight. But I realize that this is just a smaller piece of paper or cardstock. But sometimes, I don't know about you, but my straightness isn't always straight. And it only works, of course, if you get it up really flush with the side of your card. And look at that. Perfectly straight. So here we go. I'll just rip off this double-sided tape. You can eyeball it. There we go. And the nice thing about this is that You just give it a little snip and it measures perfectly. Look at that. Love it when a good plan comes together. Okay, I used for a very happy birthday, and I got that from this set, Beautiful Happy, which is a new product, free product from our celebration catalog. But it has beautiful sentiments on it. Often I use, I take a sentiment, and for this one here, I've done a second one, not the sentiment, but the die that I used, which was this die here, and I cut it with mint macaron and then gold, and then I cut it in half, the gold, so that it gives it a slight border. Can you see that? Now this one, I did the border on the top and the bottom, and this one, when I cut it in half, I did it on each side. So it's whatever preference you have. So for a very happy birthday, and the other thing that I did with this one that is kind of fun is that if you have a dense foam piece, this, I don't even know where I got it, but, and I've used these before. These tools are rounded at the end, and someone asked me last time what they're called, and I will look it up again, because you know, we don't always know what we call things. They're just a tool. So you take the tool and you just keep going around, and then you get this little bend in it. And of course you can, you know, keep bending it a little bit more, but it kind of doesn't put like wrinkles in it the way sometimes if you just bend it. So I am going to do 3 shells like this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So there we go, 3 shells. And we'll just look for my dimensions here. So I put 1 up there. And you see how it just gives it some dimension and some texture to your card. There and here. Then I just added some shells. You could leave it just like that, or a few other shells because I cut them out. I'm going to use them. And then these come with this suite, and they're flat adhesive pearls. So of course you need to have 1 pearl that goes in the middle of our shell. And then I just use 2 others. 1 here and 1 on our sentiment. And there is our card. Now on the inside of this one, I just added a few more shells. Now I do want to let you know that when you're cutting them out, your shells, even if it's on the corner of your paper, keep it so that you can look, you can put it on there and it looks like a plan that you had all along. So look at that. Anyway, there is our first card. And I am very happy with it. And the gold always makes a card look elegant. And here is our second bird, a mommy bird with her little baby birds walking along the beach. And another quick and easy card. So let me show you how we can do this. First of all, though, we'll do some stamping. So I have my pieces here. We'll do two at the same time, the inside and the outside, which makes sense because we already have everything out. So for the mother bird, I am doing Night of Navy. And then I have the baby birds. And again, Night of Navy. Night of Navy and white looks so stunning together. And then for this inside of the card, I just did some baby birds. Okay, so there we go. We've got that part. Then I am using crumb cake for our sand. So I'm just going to do lots of these pieces of sand. And this little guy looks like he's they're floating a little bit. Okay, so we have some sand on the front of our card, and then on the inside of the card we'll do some as well. There we go. Okay. Now what I've done is I've taken Pool Party and I just wanted to get some sky in here, sort of take down some of the white, although it is lovely. But I noticed on my sample it doesn't quite show up as, yeah, see, that looks better. Okay, now you could do that on your inside of the card as well. Well, let's just do it. Except I'll just do it around the outside so that you can have lots of white to write your little personal note. Okay, so there is our stamping. Now I've taken the Night of Navy for both the front and the back of our card, or inside of our card. So let's just get this on here. And I always find if you can line up 3 sides of your card, your fourth side will fall into place. That's providing I've used the right measurements. Okay, so there we go. Inside and outside done. Now this, the water is another 6x6 sheet of designer series paper. And here we have a whole ocean. And all I did was fussy cut some of the waves. So we're just going to add some waves. Okay. All right. So the first set of waves, I have just put glue on. And the second set, I did a strip of two-sided tape to give it a little dimension. So we just put that there, tear off our second piece of paper, and then I think I will, there we go. I might have to do a little trimming here, and that's okay. So we'll get that, trim along here. And there we have pretty much the front. Okay. The outside and inside is done. Now, doesn't designer series paper really help to make a card quick and easy? And lots of times the best part of the card is just doing the finishing touches. And we're just going to say, oh, hello there. And I have a few pieces of greenery that I'm going to use as brown. So we just keep with our color scheme. And all I did for my artistic pieces is just drag it in the ink pad. That was hard to say. Okay. So we'll put, let's see, we'll put this on this side. So I got one there. And we'll do one on this side. And the reason I'm doing that is that it doesn't really matter what it looks like. You can be more particular if you wish. Okay, so we've got a little bit of greenery that's brown on both sides. And let's see, we'll get a little bit more brownery. Okay. Whatever you wish to call it. And look at that. So we've got that done. And then, just to finish it off, I used, again, I love these rhinestone because they're just so shiny and work so well. So I put one in the water, one on the sentiment, and we'll put this one way down here in the corner. And that is how quick our second card is. So I really do like navy and white. Oh, I did forget. Oh, just a minute. because when you're on the seashore, you just need a few little seashells. Without getting onto our you know what, we'll just put 2. How's that? 2 sounds good. And I really like the whole nature part of it. Isn't that lovely? Wouldn't you just like to be walking on a beach right now? I agree. And this is our 3rd card tonight. You will certainly recognize the embossing folder that I used, but I do have a different way of using it. And I did use the die from this new set that we're working with. And when you open it up, it has a pearl on it, in it. So it is really quick, but it's a new technique that perhaps you've not used before. So this is the seashell die, as you can see what it does. So I just want to not get my ink anywhere. So the technique for this is that you use the front of the embossing folder and the one that says Stamping Up, because it is where the ink will not get over everything, but it will give you that nice dimension. And I used the Early Espresso, and I used one of the mini inkers because it really works well for this. Now, if you want it really light, you can just go over it lightly, but you can see the ink picking up. So that would be a little lighter. But I did try it a little darker, so you can go over it a second time. And there's really no way that you can mess this up, although I shouldn't say that. But it's really a simple technique. So everything is fixable. So when I put the cardstock down, I want to concentrate on the shells, particularly, all of the shells, more so than the greenery. So I just put it in here, fold it down, and I was going to attempt to do my embossing machine, but my stand for my camera isn't quite tall enough. So when you put this through the machine, which is a machine that presses and will enable your cardstock to have a 3D impression. So this is all raised, but see how the ink goes around and then has the indent. It's really quite a stunning concept. So I used that for our card, and I'm using Balmy Blue. On the sample that I did, I used this part of the DSP, which is when you see you put it on, it's very, very subtle. But if you turn it over where the gold is, I was kind of concerned that it would be too busy, but actually it looks very nice. So for this one, I'm going to turn it upside down. And before I do that, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on each side of our card so that we can put our ribbon on. I find this works really, really well because you don't have to worry about it drying like glue. So then we have this really pretty two-tone ribbon that just looks amazing. going to put it, let's see, where did I put it on that one? Okay. Just up a little bit higher so that we can see this large seashell. And you can really actually see through it slightly. So that's about, I don't know, 6 inches of tape, of glue, ribbon. Silly, ribbon. Okay, so you've got a ribbon on, and all I did for the bow is I just made a knot in the ribbon. Then I guess it's not really a bow. Well, no, it's a bow. We'll call it a bow. And then I just, now this one might be a little too long. Yeah, I think so. So let me just do that again. Okay. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, and then I used a glue dot to put it on. But I don't see the glue dot here, so I am going to use a small adhesive dot. It will work just fine. Okay, so we've got our ribbon on. And it still looks bigger on this side. I have ribbon scissors that are nice and sharp, but these aren't them. Where are they, you ask? Oh, somewhere in a safe place. You know how it is, ladies. We have great intentions of keeping things organized. Okay. Then we put on the gold side of the DSP, and I do really actually like that. Just enough gold to make it classy. But the wood grain was fine too. You can't see much of it, so it's quite all right actually. Okay, put that on the balmy blue, and browns and blue look awesome together. Actually, we use a lot of black and we forget about the browns, but they go with a lot of colors too. So the next thing I did, there's a die that cuts out this kind of seashell. And I will just add some glue to it. I already have the hello on it. You know, by putting hello, I personally find that you can just add happy birthday on the inside, missing you, love you, any number of things. So it is quite versatile. So we're going to put a little pearl on the inside and then 2 others. One here and one right here. And that is our 3rd card. And I will never get rid of this embossing folder because it is just so awesome. So thank you very much for dropping by, and I hope you enjoyed these cards because they are fun to do, and really for just about anybody they could do that. Oh, we'll just not cover the bird up. So there's our cards, and I did enjoy doing them. I thank you very much for dropping by, for your kind comments, and for subscribing. And I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now.